What's up, people? It's your boy Focus Music, and we back today again with another video. It's Friday. It's Friday, man. I look forward to Fridays, man, to release these videos on y'all. Today, as you can see in this title, what we're doing is I want to show you how to do something that I believe that is very necessary in this day and time in music. And what that is creating sounds. Now, you have to know this takes time. It takes time to do. And what I do is that I have a time set up to where I go and create new sounds that I can put in tracks. And I just go and create. I don't have a plan. I don't set a sound that I'm looking for. I just go and create. Now today, and I'm gonna do a couple videos on this because I just want to show you how to do this, and I want to tell you on the back end that there is like money to be made if you do this. Like, you can take this and you can create loop packs, you can create sound packs. There's different things you can do with this for the purpose of that. You can use it and sell it. It's very possible to do this, man, but it's a sound that's unique to you. And I want to show y'all how to do that. First of all, before I even get into that, I have to say, shout out to all of my people at Output. I love y'all. I love my people at Output, man. Today, we're on Output Analog Brass and Winds. This is a plugin that I use religiously. I use this thing all the time. There are sounds that you hear that may not sound like brass and winds, but trust me, it's out of the brass and wind section. So I just want to say big shout out to all the people at Output. I always do that. This is not sponsored by them or anything. I've just connected with them, and I love their products. And I love just talking to them, getting a chance to conversate with them. And on top of all of that, they have these creative things that they do that I just love. It's what pushes music forward. They just want to help you create music. We at Focus Music just want to help you create music. So we got the same mind, right? Cool, man. So shout out to all the people at Output. Before I go into that, man, just make sure you like, subscribe, comment. We gonna definitely go dive right into this video. Let's go. All right, y'all. So I have Analog Brass and Winds pulled up here, and as you can see, it's a blank canvas. And I do this all the time, man. This is something I do often. And so I have this blank canvas. And as you can see, it's 0. It has nothing on there. Now it has some sound. So it has sound in there, but it's a blank canvas. There is no macros or any of that going on. But so what we're gonna do first is that we have to decide, do we want a one-shot pad or a tape? Now, I think what I want to do today, let's do a one-shot. Let's start with a one-shot. Now, the best way to do this is that I turn this side off and I hear what's only on this one side, right? So, let's see. So we got, right? Let's see. I like, oh. All right, so I like that. All right, so now you can tune this up or down. Now I usually, sometime I'll go and do one-ups, but you know I'm either the whole octave. Now with this, I like, let's go ahead and edit that a little bit. Add a little bit attack on it. Let's curve it out a little bit. We'll take off the sustain, the release. We'll leave the release. Basically like a little And we'll leave it there, and I'm gonna tell you why in just a second. And in a minute, I'm gonna tell you why I leave it there. Now I wanted to last, but I only wanted to, last, release late, but I only wanted to release late under my control, and I'm gonna show you how to do that later on. All right, so we're gonna spread it out. All right, and I like to pan them sometime, left to right. Okay, so let's go to advanced. Do I want to change? We'll change the glide. We'll add a little bit of glide to it. And I'm going through this kind of quick just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. Now, let's try this. Let's try it reversed. Let's see. So you got that. Now, let's say you see all this space in the beginning. Let's just bring this over. All right, now that's an option. That's an option, but I don't want it that way. I'm gonna keep it straight just for the video. I just wanted you to see it though. All right, so now I'm come to the effects. I'm gonna add a little bit of filter, a little high pass, just to keep that little. Just keep that on there. I'm gonna take a little bit off the top. Leave a little bit of that growl there. All right, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So we'll do a little EQ. On the EQ, what I want to do here, you can go, you have everything. You can do some gain. You got the frequencies and all that. So I'm going to bring this down just a little bit, and I want to cut off that back end. Right? Now, we'll add a little bit in the middle. All right, we're gonna add a little bit on it. Top end. All right, so it's taking up certain frequencies, right? And so you have to remember that when it comes to it. Now, you go against the grain if you want. I mean, that's up to you. This is you. That's what we at so far, right? Now, we can add some distortion if we want to, but I think it's distorted enough. I don't think I want to add any. We will add some compression. All right, do a little bit of compression on there, add a little gain, attack it a little bit, right? We don't want to attack it that much. We'll back up off it just a little bit. All right, we're gonna come, let's give it a little bit of breathing room here. We'll give it that. All right, cool. So we got a little motion we can add. We have a chorus. We'll slow down the speed on that. We'll add that. We'll go a little phaser. I like the speed of it. Okay, I like that where it is. We'll back off just a little bit. All right. Now we got some delay already on it, so I don't want to add too much delay to it. All right. So we'll do like a fourth. All right. All right. Now, mind you, something that I didn't see, and I should have noticed it, but this is clicked on global. Now you could do this layer for layer. I could do this in layer, but for the sake of this video, I'm not gonna go in and do a layer like that. But you can take in each individual side and you can mix it however you want to that way. It can be done that way. So we'll just stick with global because we're already in there. Rhythm. You can give it a little rhythm. Now, as you can see, this is just one side. There's all these different things. So what I want to do, I'm gonna add a little cutoff like that. All right. Now I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. All right. Now you got shapes. You can also, all these little different shapes they got here. All right. And they got some complex ones also. The complex ones are really crazy. You got, I kind of like that actually. We're gonna leave that. That's the one we're going with right there. All right. Now you can add an arpeggiator if you want. You can add one. I don't know if I want to add one to that, but you know, now let's start looking at a good sound to go with that, right? So now, and I always like to leave it on just to see what it sounds like together because I don't want to be thinking of it in individual. Right? Ooh. That was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. I like the glider. All right, and now we'll close that. Now, it took me forever to figure this one part out right here. This part right here took me forever. Now, what I want to do, so I got this, and you can also turn this loop off. So you can turn that loop off too, but I like the loop. It kind of just goes right in. Now, this is the part that got me, and I searched high and low. I didn't come across anything with this. I just kind of played around and looked at this little help menu right here, and it just led me to it. But these macros have zero. They're off. There's nothing on them, right? All right, so I'm going to click right here where it says macro edit. Now, and again, I didn't see this, so that does not mean that it was not available, okay? It just means I didn't see it. I just kind of played around until I found it, right? So, so you turn that on. Now, what I want to do, let's say I want to do you have to hit this little drop down. When you hit the drop down, you have all these different things you can do, right? Now, let's say I want to add a reverb. I want this to be a reverb. So when I twist this, it's going to add reverb, right? First of all, I have to take this off of global. I have to go to layers. And then I have this reverb in here. Now, I usually match reverb with reverb. Now, I may have this do some crazy other things. And I'll show you on this one chain. So I want to add a reverb. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to get wet. And as you can see, as I hover, it says assign 1. This is assigning to macro 1. So first of all, I wanted to get wet. I wanted to get, I want the size to be bigger. Now, here's where the fun part comes in. I want a delay also. And I want the delay to give me feedback. All right? And I want the delay to get wetter also. Now, I have all 4 of those chosen. You can play around with this, but I've chosen to have a bigger reverb size, and I want the reverb to give a more wet sound. And I want the delay to be bigger and the delay to give me a wet sound also. Now, once you've done this, you go back to main and you'll see here at the bottom, you'll see all of these different things. Now you can connect up to 6 to this one macro. Now, When I go in here, I want those things, as you can see, they're getting bigger and bigger. Now, here's how I control that. As you can see, the more I go left, it turns red. The more I go right, it turns green. The green is the highest point, red is the lowest point. So if I play around with this, right? That's where I want it to be. Now let's say I didn't want it that wet. Let's say I wanted it wetter, right? So what I would do is come here and I would just drag this down to where I wanted the red spot to be. Where do I want it to stop? I want it to stop here. For each individual one, this is where I want it to stop at these spots, right? And so this is gonna be the lowest point. This is my lowest point. My highest point is here. Now, let's say I want this bigger. Let's say I want the size bigger. Let's say I want the wetness to be bigger. Let's say I want this to be bigger. You could do that. Now, you see where that red spot is now? It moved with that, right? So what I want to do, instead of doing it that way, I just come in here and drag this green as far as I want it to go. And I'm going to take this as low as I want it to go. I want that to go here, but I want my green to go bigger. This is going to be the easiest way. So if I take this here, I can make that green go over, right? Etc., etc. And what will happen when you do this, now you have set your highest point and your lowest point. Right? So if I leave it, it's bigger. And that's how I set those up. This is how you create your sounds. Once you've created that, you can exit. And the best part of it all, you can name this, right? We're gonna save this as, let's go back to just the save, add as a new preset, and I'm gonna just name this, let's just say focus test. All right, now it's gonna ask you to tag the best that fits. Now this is probably, I would say, like an orchestral one shot, and I think I used a tape. I think I used tape. Creative. This is more like a pad. Also, you can say it's a pad, but you can add whatever one you want to add to it. Once you've done that, then you save. Once you save, now once you go and check, you will see here it is at the bottom. Focus test, right? And so I can come here, but then I can go back to focus test, and there it is. Right? And that's how you create sounds in analog brass and winds. You can do the same thing in analog strings. You can do it in XL. You can do it in Signal. You can create. It's pretty much the same concept, but it can be done. And as I said in the beginning of the video, you can take that, create a list of them. Create patterns, create some kind of pattern with it. Take that, save it. You can put them in create you some patterns, create them as a wave or MP3 or whichever one you want to do, resell them. You have just created your first beat pack. First sound pack. Sound pack. Now, if you set this up groovy enough, now you're creating income for yourself. You're creating more than I'm just selling a beat to a person. Now I'm creating these sound packs that generate you more money. I just turned you on to some real game here. All right. So That's how you create in analog brass and winds. I'll show you this one that I created in analog strings just to kind of give you an idea. I've used it once before with film and TV, I think I did it on. And it's just a really, really, really dope string bed, right? Focus bed. And so crazy bed. Man, do this. Create these sounds. If you have this, if you don't have it, make sure you start investing in this stuff for yourself as a producer and create these different sounds. Don't just go to the templates. The templates are dope. The templates are amazing. But just imagine if you can take a template and then create something different. Nobody's going to hit that thing, these different buttons or twist these knobs the exact same way as you will, which means that you'll have your own unique sound. So I just hooked you up to the game, man. Make sure that you stay tuned. I got some news coming Monday about the direction of this channel going forth into Patreon. It's going to be some really good things coming up. I got the Patreon coming up on the 30th, which is the next Friday, which is the launch day. We're going to have to definitely get something to put something together that shows y'all that I just say thank y'all for all the support. Shout out to all the people that support your boy. Shout out to Output. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Until next time, peace.